Let's tag team him. Just drag him out. Let's go.
Dennis, what did you make of today, my friend?
Well, I think most of all, Ramsdale needs to give Havertz a big hug, man, in the dressing room. A big, big hug. I know everyone's been saying about Ramsdale. To be fair, I deleted Twitter. I got off the toxicity, but I assume a lot of toxic hate was going towards Ramsdale. That's his nature, guys. Like, we've seen it from last season. He's an erratic goalkeeper. That's why Arteta got rid of him. Same reason he got rid of Emi Martinez. These goalkeepers do not fit the style of Arteta. He wants a more controlled player, and Raya is like that. Now, you might say Ramsdale's better. Some might say Raya's better. The truth is, Ramsdale does not fit this style of Arsenal. That's just how it is. And he made a mistake today. He made a bad mistake. It's one of those things. It happens in football. Now, it doesn't matter because next game, Raya's in goal. And it doesn't matter because we won the game. It could have mattered. Of course, it could have. But for me, I agree with Kaz. I was going to say exactly the same thing. This win for me was more important than the last 3 wins combined. Because those wins were done at half-time. This is metal. This is when the legs get tired, when the mind gets tired, persevering and finding a way to get the ball in the back of the net. Because I thought we actually started well in that second half. We had the intensity, we were getting corners. Normally, Arsenal grow into the game at times. I feel like, apart from our last few games, normally we grow into games. But from the start of the second half, as soon as that game went to 1-1, we were on them. Corner after set piece, going for them. And it felt like it was building. Then it stopped building. And then out of nowhere, brilliant goal from Havertz. Great cross from Ben White as well. 2 fantastic assists today. Man of the match for me. And we found a way to get that win. And that is huge because top of the table now. We watch the game tomorrow. All the chaos unfold on Super Sunday tomorrow. But our job is done. Massive, massive 3 points. Delighted overall. And like I said, yeah, if you need to find a way to win the title, games like this are what matters. It doesn't matter if it's Man City or Brentford. It's all 3 points. It's all 3 points overall.
What is going on your face? I was freaking out looking at you. I thought you're on mute, brother. I was sitting here. Honestly,
I'm still here. It's me. I'm live.
I know. I'm not going to lie because it was in little. I thought I was having an episode. I was about to call an ambulance. I thought I was dying. Bro, talk to me.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about the victory from Arsenal today. You know, what are you guys talking about? Me, I'm happy. I don't even care. Like, win or 3 points in the bag. All this, Ramsdale could have or did not, or would not, or did not, or, you know, it doesn't work for me because, look, the honest truth is, at the end of the day, we have 3 points in the bag. I don't live by what ifs. Like, I don't do the what ifs or what if, because there's a million ifs. It is what happened. What happened was the game started, we played well, Rice scored a goal, Ramsdale made a mistake, Rice dropped the ball, Arsenal had chances, missed them, and 60 million down the drain, put the second goal in. And we saw it out. 3 points in the bag, on to the next thing. Ramsdale, the same Ramsdale we're trying to criticize, is the Ramsdale that got us into the Champions League this year. As erratic as he was last year, that's the guy we're now trying to put on the chopping block. Look, let's just be here and celebrate. That's what I came here to do. I came here to tell all the haters. I said it the last time I was here about going to beat Man City 3-1. I'm saying it again. I'll keep saying it every single time I come up here until the day of that game. When that game is over, I'll be here again. This is what's going to happen to most of them when we're done beating Man City. All of them are literally, after we're done beating Man City, going to be doing this. They are going to be crying. All of you are going to be crying. For Arsenal's victory, you are going to be crying. The faces are going to be like this. You're going to cry tears, horrible tears. I'm telling you. So don't mess with us, man. We're on the up and up and up, and that's it. That's all I care about, the 3 points. We're getting it done. The boys are working hard. You know, they're doing it last minute. They're doing it, you know, first half in other games. However they get it done, they're getting it done. Yeah. So there's really no need for us to complain. That's my thing.
I agree with Kaz said it as well. I get like bickering. Say that for Monday's top 6 show or something. Right now, every Arsenal fan worth his salt should just be celebrating. If you drink, drink. If you don't matter. Eat, whatever it is. Go smoke some shisha. I don't care what you do. You should be celebrating right now. Top of the league when everyone wrote you off. More goals at this stage of the season than any other time in your club's history. And this is on the backdrop of your detractors telling you for 7 months you need a prolific goal scorer to be anywhere near a title race. Most goals at this stage of a season in your club's history. There is no reason to not be happy now as an Arsenal fan. Any Arsenal fan who is not smiling from ear to ear, and I don't mean your ears, the ear is in H-E, here. Sorry, I'm a Cockney. Ear to ear, I think you're an imposter. Nath, I can see Nath smiling. Nath is smiling. Talk to me about today, brother.
Yeah, that's the big result, man. It's a big result. I know we've been accustomed to, smashing teams over the last few weeks, but, that's an unrealistic expectation to have to kind of walk into every game and just demolish teams, right? There's gonna be moments of adversity. There's gonna be moments where players fuck up, and you're gonna have to deal with that. And it was one of those games where Ramsdale's come in and he's had a howler, and it's the reason why he's been replaced. I know there's infighting amongst the fan base and whatnot, but the reality is next season he ain't even going to be there. So, and he's not really going to contribute much to the remainder of the season. So, like, considering that we've got the 3 points and we've and Havertz came up clutch, we just have to take that as it is what it is and we move forward. I mean, I don't think it's the time to complain. Like, as I mentioned earlier, this is expected to happen. And I thought today, walking into it, I was quite confident because when you look at Brentford's injuries, their back four is completely depleted. Their back line, is completely depleted. So I was expecting, a few goals, but it didn't ride that way, man. And we struggled at times to break them down. They made it nasty. I think I read a little stat about how the ball was only in play for half the game. So it reminded me a bit of Porto in the first game against Porto about how kind of stop it was and how they tried to neutralize our game. But at the end of the day, man, like we kept playing football, we kept doing things the right way. I think I can't remember his name. Guy spoke before me mentioned about how we were kind of like sustaining attack after attack in that second half, and we just looked on it. And again, it's that that pressure burst pipes, and that's how you have to do sometimes. It's what Man City do. They wrap their hands around your throats and just slowly, take the life out of you. And that's how you've got to do to these small teams. You've got to pressure them and make them wilt under your pressure. And for me, it was just there was a bit more of a maturity show this season in this game. I don't think we lost our way of play. Come the last 10 minutes of the game, we were still trying to move the ball, continue with our patterns and whatnot. And then obviously Ben White doing what he did. I mean, for me, he was probably the man of the match for me because he kept on going. He was a threat, set up the first goal, the ball for the second was the shoot. And then it's nice to see Havertz actually, getting that recognition because, I was one of many detractors, and, I was happy to be proved wrong, but I wasn't confident about the signing. And for him to play a part, I think that's 4 points he's helped us gain against Brentford. 6 points that he's helped us get against Brentford. So if we were to win the title, he's played his part because those are really big moments, and it's good to see him come into his own and contributing. But all in all, man, it's a big fucking result. And with the game on tomorrow, we can sit back and then
chill out, relax, watch it, enjoy it, and you've done your business. And I think that's the most important thing in a scenario like that. We have some super chats here I want to jump into. Just I don't want to disrespect the super chatters. We've got like 36 of them. So this here says, us Chelsea supporters need to stop bagging Arsenal and appreciate the football they are playing. They are light years ahead of us, and we are in the mud.
Well said.
Yeah, look, I agree. I just look at it from a simple perspective for me. Seeing so much, it's not even trying to. I'm not even trying to dig out Chelsea. Like they know they're having a bad year, but it's sort of like Kai Havertz misplaces a pass. They're buzzing. I'm sitting there going, that's all you guys have got. Like you're in trouble, Rambo did make a mistake, but he also did save us a couple of times in the second half. Shouldn't go unnoticed. Not an easy thing to do, considering the first half probably has. His last game. Wish him all the best. Lovely super chat that. As a Liverpool fan, I'll say this on tomorrow. If City win, the title is theirs. If Liverpool win, the title race continues. If both draw, Arsenal wins the title. Do any of you see it being that clear cut? Like tomorrow, the result is going to determine who wins the league, or do you still see there being many more trials and tribulations?
I don't mind
many more trials and tribulations. Personally, I mean, historically, titles are never run that easy. So from my perspective, if City and Liverpool draw tomorrow, I don't see. We still got to go play City. We got to go away to Tottenham. We got to go away to United. There's still a lot of football to be played. Villa have got a part to play in it. Tottenham have got a part to play in it. United have got a part to play in it. So I think it's a bit. I think it's a bit too easy and simplistic to say, yeah. Though,
I think most rival. I think most rival fans are only just saying that just to appease us. Like, oh, if we draw, then you're going to win. Like, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to play mind tricks. You're doing Mourinho. You're coming on the press and saying, oh, well, if Liverpool and Man City draw, then
I would say this. Yeah, I would say this about
that's what they're doing.
Rivals almost want Arsenal to be at the top so that if you don't win it, they can say you bottled it. It's been annoying them that you've been second and third most of the year. And they wonder why. They always say, how do you know this? I've been in this game before this was a game, and talking the social media world. Can smell that bait shit a mile away, bruv. Like if you're from, like, I don't know how many of you are from council estates, but when you can spot a unmarked police car a mile away. It's like that. It's just, it's a police car. Or the way they dress when they're acting like they're really on the, you know what I mean? The hoodies just, no one dresses like that. It's just, see you later. Arsenal fans need to calm down, get over the line first, is what Meta has got to say. They should celebrate today 110%. 110%. Stop that shit.
He's got a bit of a point, though, because last year, right, up until this stage, we were still cooking. Like this time last year, we scored the winner against Bournemouth with Reece Nelson. We fell apart in April and May last season. So relative, if anything, we're slightly worse off this season than last year based off points. I disagree on that thought process, because I think our football's better this season personally. And I think the way we've set up as a team is stronger. But I do hear it, because the crunch time is still yet to come. End of March, April, May is when it really starts to kick into gear. So they've got a bit of a point. There's no point in getting all excited now. I understand the celebrations. I'm celebrating myself, but don't get ahead of ourselves. Like a few weeks before, everyone was saying, oh, we can't lose a game. I can't see us losing. We damn near almost dropped points today. So you can never get ahead of yourselves. You got to keep business-like mentality, man. Like Man City is like clockwork with them this time of the season. Go in, get the 3 points, leave. 3 points, leave. James Bond type of vibe. Just cool, calm, and collected. Last year, we were a bit like Mr. Bean, John English. We were just like scraping about, trying to get points, a bit haphazard at times. I want us to be a bit more just like we were in our previous games. Just go in, get the job done, leave. No one's overreacting. No one's underreacting. Just keeping it going like clockwork. And then by the end of the season, hopefully we collect that big trophy after 20 years, man. Big trophy for us.
I bet you do. This here from MP, he says, Terry, I was probably the first to back Kai. I even messaged the guy on Twitter and Instagram. I always believed in him, and he's still young. He has so much to offer. Let's start appreciating him more. Like, Matt, do you feel like that? I mean, I know you're in the group chat. You back everything Arsenal do all day, every day. I totally said it before, you do need a girlfriend, but like in terms of backing Kai, is it about time, in your opinion, that more Arsenal fans got behind him?
Yeah, he's still young, and that's sort of a big point. Like, if you think of Kai Havertz, he's been in the Premier League for, I think, over 5 seasons now, or close to that. So he's still 24. So I still think he's got so much more to offer. What I would like to see more from Kai Havertz is sort of more assists, I'd probably say, because goal scoring, we know he can do that. And he's starting to do that quite consistently now. But what I want to see more from him is to be involved in the build-up play, and for him to pick up assists along the way.
I hear you there, my friend. Thank you. This here says, big up my guy, Terry. Thank you. Says, the main difference maker today is Ben White. He is so good these days, and Arteta summer signing is cooking. I thought Ben White was excellent today. Everyone makes mistakes. How you react matters. It's very true. It's very, very true. Ramsdale, great goalkeeper, terrible decision maker. I would say great. I'd say good. I'd care about the language, but he's a good goalkeeper. He'll go somewhere good. Ramsdale made the same mistake last season, got lucky. The thing is, though, the mistake he made today, the amount of goalkeepers that make that mistake every season now is crazy. You used to see a mistake like that once every 4 or 5 years, 20 years ago. Now, I swear we see that about 10 times a season minimum.
I suppose we've seen it from Edison this season as well.
Edison, I've seen it from Edison. I've seen it from Edison and Allison. Like at least twice a year they get caught.
It's the pressing from the front because the pressing from the front is so like deadly now. Players are just going as soon as they see the goalkeeper's got the ball. If they even have if there's even a slight thing in their mind where the goalkeeper isn't comfortable on their feet, straight away they're onto him.
I think with Ramsdale, where Ramsdale gets criticised is because it's a running theme. I think it nearly happened in the first game against Brentford, happened Southampton last year, so it's become quite a common trait of his. So I think that's why.
What doesn't help Ramsdale though, and I will say this, is when you go out and do interviews where you say I can't concentrate properly and stuff like this, you make yourself a target because it's
kind of like Jesus.
Rashford done it at Man United where he said he doesn't like playing it as a 9. So now when he's in a 9 and he looks disinterested, we go, well, we know he's disinterested because he said he doesn't like playing there. Sometimes the best thing you can do is keep your powder dry and say nothing. The difference is security, I think he means to say. Their security. Raya is more commanding. Ramsdale leaves you nervous and makes boneheaded mistakes. Better ball distribution. Ramsdale is a better shot stopper, but Raya suits our style.
That's fair. Nail on the head. Also, another thing about Ramsdale compared to Raya, crosses wise, I'm far more comfortable with Raya in goal than Ramsdale. Like he vacuums all those crosses, man, like a magnet to that ball. And then his distribution as well is fantastic. I thought Ramsdale, to be fair though, he had one killer throw that Trossard should have done much better. If it was Martinelli, he's away, but Trossard's a bit slow. Overall, I think with crosses, I prefer Raya. I will say that.
Can there be somebody else as well? Like we talk about the wrong players, I reckon, as well, slightly. Like can we talk about Ødegaard? He's an alien. Like, honestly, like the dying breed, the number 10s, the Phil Fodens, and all of that stuff. Madison's. Ødegaard is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see him like thread the needle how many times today and dictate where he needs to, drop deep when he needs to. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Ramsdale made a mistake. That's great, but there's certain players on the pitch that I thought just need flowers. Like, and he's one of them. I think Ødegaard needs flowers. Has anyone even talked about Declan Rice yet? About how influential he's been doing this Shaka role? No, I ain't heard Rice's stack has become the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're looking like a bargain right now. You know what I'm saying? And you can see,
I said it at the top. I said it at my bit at the top of the show about Declan Rice. I said, and I say it again for anyone who weren't tuning in at that stage, Declan Rice is the signing of the season at £105 million. He's a bargain. He's not dropped a performance below a 7.5 out of 10 all season. Controls the midfield. He defends brilliantly. He crosses. He creates. He scores goals. He's the best midfielder in the league this season, without a shadow of a doubt. And sometimes people want to make the signing of the season the pound for pound best. Yeah, but he only cost 20 million. So what we're getting out of him for 20 million is huge. I think handling the pressure of the £105 million price tag and rejecting City, coupled with his performances, it's one of the greatest signings a Premier League club has ever made. When you look at the pressure behind the signing as well, he's just phenomenal. And I agree with you on Ødegaard as well. He's just, look, I know they've got a lot of good players there right now. I still don't understand why Real Madrid got rid of him. I'll be honest with you, I still don't understand it. It's a weird one to me, but
I think a lot of Arsenal fans are getting like we're used to seeing Ødegaard do good in the last like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. Rice as well has been consistent all season. So I think the reason why we keep picking on other people to talk about them is like they're like the standout player for that, like Kai Havertz, for example. Like a lot of fans are like, no, Kai is bullshit buy, 65 million. Who's paying that for a player like that from Chelsea reject, you know? So I think when we see him do stuff like this and where he's playing consistently, like he scored in the last 3 games? 3 goals in the last 3 games, like back to back, you know, and this was Kai Havertz that people said, oh, we gave him a pity penalty at the beginning of the season. So I think that's why we kind of like pick on them and talk more about them. But today, Ben White, amazing. Ben White on the right flank, amazing.
How is he not in the England squad? This guy will never get called up for England because of Southgate. But I'm telling you right now, he is one of England's best defenders. Yeah, but that happens in life. Eric Cantona didn't used to get called up for France, and he was probably one of the best player in the world at the time. But he had a bad relationship with the French FA. You know, these things happen, mate. Sorry, you were going to say something, Nath?
Yeah, I said just touch on Declan Rice. The reason why maybe we don't speak about it is because the performances have been so exceptional throughout the season that the bar is just that high that sometimes we feel to touch on other players that maybe might not get the same shine. Or, for instance, in circumstances with Ramsey, who hasn't played this season, so that comes into it. But players like, Odegaard and Rice, have been exceptional for the last few months. And, I touched on it last time I came on here. Like, Odegaard to me is playing like our David Silva. He's beautiful to watch. He's elegant. He's more of a magician. He's a player that, is as a dying breed, and and the type of player that you want to pay money to watch. And he's found his position. He's a little bit deeper. He's not playing in the final thirds as much. He dictates control. He moves into the final third, and he combines, shoots, plays passes, through the eye of the needle. He's got it all, and it's nice just to see that development. I mean, he was a failed wonder kid at one stage. Many people thought he was just, another Freddie Adu, one of those players that had all that hype as a 16-year-old, but it never materialized into anything. So it's nice to see that he's actually, amounting to become a real kind of special player.
And there's a number of players like that though in the Arsenal squad. When you kind of go through it, Odegaard fits that bill. I know he went and did well at West Ham first, but Rice was tipped as a kid to be a star. Chelsea let him go. You've got Kai Havertz that was killing it in Germany. He came to England with big hype. Most Chelsea fans basically ushered him out the club. You're a bum, and now he's starting to come alive again. It's really interesting that Arsenal have got a number of these players in their team and in their squad who Arteta seems to be rejuvenating them or getting the very best out of them. It's again, as a Man United fan, I want you guys to stop City and Liverpool.